Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. How's everyone doing today? And this video is going to be about the Ultimate Red Zone reimagined Dragon Ball Xenoverse edition. And we're up against Jiren Ultra Super Villain for stage 4, and the mission, which I actually was able to do all the first 3 missions. The first 2 stages were very easy. The third stage was a little bit complicated, but still was able to do it first try, surprisingly enough, even with the absolutely ridiculous attack stats and damaging super attacks. Now, stage 4 has the caveat that we have to do this with 6 Xenoverse, not Zeroes, crossover category characters. And if you can't do it, it's just 3 Dragon Stones. Okay? If you can't do it, don't demolish yourself. If you have the new STR Vegeta using the Xenoverse EZAs, if you have the new Xenoverse units, this will be so much easier. Just so much easier. Okay? Ideally, the team that you want to bring in is going to look something like... Where is it? Take out this Jiren. Take out this Trunks. Take out this Trunks, right? And ideally we just bring in the... Where is he? The STR Vegeta as lead. This guy as lead, and you're bringing in the AGL Miratoa and the Int Xeno Trunks, or even not Xeno Trunks, anyone else. And this team will crush this particular stage. However, as I attempt my way through doing the stage, this is something that will leave soon, so there isn't exactly a opportunity to come back for when units happen. So I'm going to try to do this now, and if I cannot get it done tonight, I will do it on the live stream tomorrow. Well, I say tomorrow, but Thursday. This video probably will come out after that. This video will probably come out on Friday. So yeah, maybe that's just not viable. But let's hop into the details here for Jiren Supervillain. 700 million health, 1.2 million attack, 340,000 defense, which seems to be the same defense for everybody in this red zone. The super attack raises attack by 30% for 1 turn. It's always in slot 0, and it's a 3.6 million damage super attack. Okay. 70% damage reduction, no stunning, no ceiling, no attack or defense lowering. Limits damage dealt by LR or below characters to a maximum of 300 million. Attack plus 100% when HP is 70% or less. And that's going to be a very big problem. The enemy's attack minus 20% also. The 50% chance of performing a critical hit when attacking, which is a 70% chance, ignores 30% defense and is a 1.5 damage multiplier. It's a little concerning, of course. The super attack being only 3.6 million and the attack being only 1.2 million is, of course, better. But that 100% attack when HP is 70% or less is going to be 2.4 million attack and a 7.2 million damage super attack, which also the 30% raise on super attack is, of course, going to be a problem as well. Now, going back to my team here, I'm bringing along the Time Travelers category support memory. You have to bring in a Whis for this team. It's imperative to bring in a Whis. I have, unfortunately, not able to get Big Bad Bosses here up. I will probably have to put on skill orbs for these guys, which I will if my attempt fails. So you'll see it in the video if that was the case when I go and check the details again. Now, there is specific RNG here that has to occur, okay? It's very specific RNG in order to get this done. Turn 1, you need to have this Vegeta on rotation for slot 1. He has to be there for slot 1. Ideally, this guy is also on the first rotation. Ideally, he's also on the first rotation. If he's on the second rotation, it'll still be better though, because I would lose a turn with a Whis if that was the case. So the ideal situation is to have this guy on the second turn, and this guy has to be on the second turn. He is the Whis unit to go and get the tanking in. So I'm probably going to be resetting a bunch of times, so bear with me. I'm not going to put that into the video, but let's hop in. Well, surprisingly enough, here we are. Surprisingly enough, here we are. First turn, second turn, the ideal combination. Surprisingly enough. Okay. So, Vegeta has something close to 90% damage reduction on turn 1, I think. But what's the exact numbers? So, critical hit, damage reduction 30% for 3 turns. He's got 30% damage reduction, and he's got 30% before attacking. So for 3 turns, I'm really not in danger. I wonder if I'm not remembering exactly the way Jiren works. I may just be remembering it wrong. Because if I could get 2 turns out of this without using Whis, would be great. Yeah. Sadly, that was a crit. If that wasn't a crit, I mean, it's a 70... What is it, a 50% chance? No, it's a 70% chance. So, if that wasn't a crit, I would be in much better shape, of course. If that wasn't a crit. But that is unfortunate. Unfortunately, it was. Unfortunately, it was. That's a decent amount of damage so far. Sadly, that additional was not a super attack. No crit there, unfortunately. There's a crit. That's nice. Alright. Alrighty. Let me double check here. So, there is no for 1 turn, so I do have to use the Whis. There is nothing I can do about it. It has to happen. I want to save those STR key spheres if I can. I do. I should have gone for the AGL one so that I could heal up a bit, but too late now. Nice. Just think about it, right? 90% damage reduction was not enough for Vegeta to tank that crit on the super attack. 90% maxed damage reduction on a maxed out Vegeta. Crazy. Maybe if we had a double lead, then yes. If we had a double Vegeta lead, which is 250%, that's 230% stats. 20% to stats? I don't remember. 220% to stats, yes. The health is quite low here, unfortunately. Quite low. But I did have Big Bad Bosses active, so that's good to see. Does he have Big Bad Bosses as a link? No, he does not. And sadly, him and Demigra are not finished link leveling. The others are. Okay, so I've got Prepared for Battle and Super Saiyan on top here. But I have to put him in. The question is, what is, he does not actually. He does not, so that's fine. That's more than fine, actually. If I do this, I am gonna lose out on a super attack for someone. I want to get as much healing in as possible. But yeah, it's just not gonna fall right anyway. Oh no, actually it does. Beautiful. This works out very well. This works out very well, actually. Surprisingly enough. Okay, so I do have a Whis active. It's necessary. And next turn, I do get the transformation from Demigra, the giant transformation, so I should be fine. Now he doesn't crit. Now when I have 130% damage reduction, doesn't crit. Vegeta is, of course, one of the main damage dealers here. The other main damage dealer is going to be Mira. Okay? The other main damage dealer is going to be Mira. With his stacking, once he gets to... Wait, he might not be able to, would he? I need to get him to transform very quickly. If he doesn't transform soon, he's going to be in trouble. Hold on. Hold on, let me double check the transformation conditions. Let me double check the transformation conditions. I might as well try and get super attacks off here, just so that I can get a little bit more damage in. Who is on rotation? It is both. Okay, let's just do this. Let's just do this. Yeah, that's not a lot of damage. At least there's no damage threshold, so that this does a little bit of damage in. Okay. So I need to have Toa in the same turn, which means that I have to leave him on rotation next turn. At least I have to leave Toa on rotation next turn. Okay. Fear enough. Fear enough. yeah, I am going to give up on doing damage here. It's not a lot, unfortunately. If I get an additional, that's a super great. If not, whatever. Got an additional. Got additional. All right. We actually have a third turn? I can't just not attack here. Hold on. Trying to think. I have Tectoa. I have to keep on rotation. I have to. I have Jiren. I hope I have enough key for Jiren. Let's just do this. Yeah. I'm wondering if this is the turn where I don't have to use a Whis. I mean, Jiren has 100% more attack, but I'm wondering if this is the turn where I do not need to use a Whis. I am going to be post-super, though, but it's only attack raising. After performing 5 more attacks in battle, he needs to get 3 attacks here. Gotta be joking. I have the guaranteed additional. Wow, okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Does he link up better? He does. He does give that thing there. But I do have to keep Toa on rotation, so that's not a thing. I have 44% damage reduction. And 450,000 defense after all that. Gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. I may never end up getting another attempt with such good rotations, but still. Let's give it a shot, because if I can save the Whis, that gives me just one more turn of survivability. Because I have no super attacks this turn, don't forget. That is 5 attacks, so there's an extra 11%. Okay, beautiful. That was not a crit, though. That was a crit. Beautiful. Okay, good. Good, good. This was the right decision. This was the right decision. Okay. Nice, and the additional super attack there. Okay, she cannot tank the crit. She's supposed to dodge. Okay, he dodges. And he takes double digits on normals. At least I can get the what's it called? At least I can get the sheesh. If I can only talk a little bit. At least I can get the Mira transformation. Okay, so Royal Lineage is just key +2 and 5 attack. Who has the better defense? I am gonna use a Whis anyway, right? I'm gonna use a Whis. There's no defenders address, but it is crossover. He should be fine in slot 3, but I am gonna use a Whis just in case. I do have the active skill. What does the active skill do? awakens. It awakens. Does it... Hold on, I have to refresh my memory here. What does the awakening do? I believe the super attacks are exactly the same. But I have better survivability, right? I have permanent 30%, plus 30% before attacking. So I have 30% chance to crit. And I also have, again, 30% damage reduction. Hold on. Hold on. Honey? I'm sitting at 1,000,000 defense with 90% damage reduction. I should be fine? Unless it's a crit. And that would be painful. That would be very painful. I didn't get a STR keyser, did I? I don't need an STR keyser, do I? No, I don't. I don't. I have, do I have the guard? I don't have the guard. I don't have the guard. Hold on. I don't have the guard. I'm wondering if that's, if this is okay. Well, for science. For science. I say that, but that has nothing to do with science. Hopefully this doesn't crit. It did crit. And it did way more damage than it should. Okay. That might have been a mistake. That might have been a mistake. I mean, I know it's a 70% chance for it to happen, but might have been a mistake. Because I'm very low on health here. So if Trunks at the end cannot tank, I am in genuine trouble. This would be a rip run, unfortunately. I'm also not getting very lucky with the additionals being super attacks, unfortunately. Hopefully this Trunks only super attacks here. Oh gosh. Oh my goodness, come on. That is the absolute worst. Okay. We survived. Beautiful, okay. So he does the absorption thing. I use the Whis. What's his thing? He's got a 70% chance. It says a 15% extra damage reduction. It's 30% plus 25%. It's not the greatest. What is 30% plus 20%? It's 55% plus 40 is 95% damage reduction. I think I should be putting him in slot 1, but I hope this does not backfire on me. Yeah, Mira has way more defense if I can go after the... There we go, beautiful. Okay, that works out tremendously well, actually. This gives me a decent amount of healing in. I did use the Whis, I hope. Oh, I'll find out here shortly. Oh, we dodged the super attack! Let's go! Let's go! I didn't even know if he could do that, but maybe this rotation gives dodge to the rest of the rotation? I don't know. I don't remember. Got a bunch of super attacks off there, though. 44 million. This is 70% chance to crit, so beautiful crit. Nice. An additional super. See how many attacks Mira can get off. That's a normal, unfortunately. Man, that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Could have finished this turn. And she goes and does a normal additional also. Yeah, this could have been finished this turn, actually. So, I did do the Whis, so that is very lucky. Unfortunately, my defense is kind of low. Unfortunately, my defense is kind of low. I am lacking in key spheres as well. Let's see, let's get some healing in. And this should do it here this turn. And I am genuinely surprised that that I was so lucky with this stage. Surprisingly enough, this was only one attempt. And I got perfect rotations turn 1. Like, my first try. Ideally, if Mira was on turn 1 and Toa was in slot 7, may just be the better rotation. For Toa in turn 1 and Mira in slot 7, but you want Mira to be able to stack, of course, so he can do more damage. That is just a huge surprise. It only took one try. I'm so surprised. And extremely grateful. Extremely grateful that it didn't take more of my time to do this. But that is the strategy to winning. And yeah. Jiren, ironically, is extremely good here. Especially if he can get a Whis on that rotation. Or you get the transformation from Demigra and you use up the enemy's super attacks, and so your Jiren, even though he's free to play, will be able to tank in slot 1. And there was, of course, some turns where the attacks were not in slot 0. I believe whenever there was a super attack, it was in slot 0, though, if I remember correctly. Although I don't remember because I was trying to focus on surviving. Well, that's going to be it for this video, folks. Thank you all so much for coming to watch. Hope you all enjoyed. If you are new here, if you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing if you aren't already. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Ocean signing off.